Shut your ass up,
That shit out,
nigga.
Zach.
Yeah, Zach, shut the fuck up.
Oh, wow.
It's like, nah. You
Damn,
cool.
Zach got to shut the fuck up early today.
That's
Facts.
crazy.
Nah, you
He's
right.
wearing the safety helmet type headphones on.
Oh, he jealous. There's another pair of headphones. You want to plug them in and feel important? Nah, you good?
Jealous. Call y'all special Eddie. Okay? There you go.
These aren't short bus headphones.
We got a request to give Zach a mic. I'm telling you, listeners, we be thinking about it. And then I had the cable, and then Zach say some fucked up shit.
Put your polls in the YouTube thing. It's going to be a poll up top when you vote.
There you go.
Vote.
Should we? That's the question of the week. We ain't give him a question of the week last week. I don't think.
Yeah, we didn't.
Fuck it. Should Zach, aka Zachariah Films, aka 4:30 a.m. workout, should he get a microphone?
How many yeses do you think we need?
2.
Nah,
It
that's
has
too
to be
little.
at least 5.
At least that's what I was thinking. At least 5 yeses.
At least 5.
I don't get 5 yeses.
So it gotta be 5 of our viewers that say that you should get a mic, and then we'll work on getting you a mic.
But then prepare yourselves, those of you that say yes, because the episodes will go from 30 minutes to like 2 hours or
Facts.
3 hours.
Facts, 100%.
And you'll understand. Shit. Want to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The intro.
You want to start it?
All right, I started. I got the energy today.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn. I'd like to thank you for letting me be myself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another bright and sunny, happy episode, unlike last week, of Warm the Crib podcast. I'm Rahmonn.
I'm Darien.
And my man Zachariah Films is in the building. What's going on?
Y'all are tuned into episode 10.
Episode 10. We made it to double digits.
We in
So
double digits out here.
thank you guys for your support. Shout out to my man Malik. Malik texted me like 5:30 that morning when last week's episode came out. He had Googled what happened on his birthday in Florida.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Told you that shit was true. Shout out to your mom-in-law. No offense to Florida bashing. One day I'll tell that story on this show.
Facts.
But how's y'all doing? Blah, 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 blah.
How's my week? My week was...
Darien's advanced now. Darien said, I just fucking ask myself questions now.
My week was good. I only had to work 4 days this week because we had Good Friday off.
Oh,
so
shit.
that was love. But overall, my week was pretty good. How was your week?
Good. Less limping this week, so my knee was in less pain. Got a lot off my chest last week, so I felt a little lighter in spirit. It's kind of like my video journaling, I guess, if you will.
Facts.
And otherwise, just chilling. I get an extra day this week because we are closed for
Easter.
So I can sleep late tomorrow.
I hear that.
That's what's up. How about you, Zach? How's your week going?
Man, been a blessed week, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to short film. Oh, shoot. Give me a clap up for that.
Oh, short
Okay.
film? Okay. What's it called?
The link.
The Link?
That is what the Pro Tools file is called. You're right.
The link.
Oh, snap.
Your weight. Color grading by me. Truly.
Most people don't know what color grading means, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
dope when it comes.
I
out.
didn't know until I met you what color grading was.
until you looked on the screen and you saw you was green that one week.
Out here
Directed by
looking like
yours
swamp
truly.
monsters and shit.
Writing done by yours truly. So it's been a blessed week. Trying to shoot some more shit.
All right, so you don't get confused like last week. What are you grateful for?
Oh, I'm grateful for health.
Okay.
Well-being.
Health, wealth, and well-being. You know what? I paid attention to something I didn't realize, that D's got your back because he always echoes what you say to make sure the listeners heard what you said.
Facts. I
Do
be
me a
trying to make
favor.
sure.
The bottom knob all the way to the right on that gray thing, all the way to the right. Turn it up a little bit. I see his wave is way smaller. Yeah.
My wave.
Yeah. Anyway, what are you grateful for, sir?
Oh shit. I'm grateful for my wife.
Okay.
I'm grateful for her supporting me, for her always being behind my back. Anytime I'm frustrated, she always in my corner. So I'm grateful for that.
That's what's up. I loved you guys' post last week about how you guys get on each other's nerves. And did you coordinate that? Because you had said something like that on the episode before it came out, and then she posted.
Nah, we ain't coordinate that. We just know how we feel.
Okay.
We know we love the shit out of each other, but we know motherfuckers get annoyed sometimes.
I'm gonna be nosy. Well, I'll tell you what I'm grateful for, and I'm gonna be nosy. But I want to know what's the thing that she does that annoys you the most, if you can share.
I don't even know, bro. It has to be in the moment for me to know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that means it's not a persistent thing then.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good. I'm grateful for technology. Just when you think of everything that we try and accomplish in a day's work, and even just trying to learn on your own and be working a full-time job and trying to do creative stuff, the ability to just Google and learn, benefit from somebody else. But it's funny, as you get more, you probably experience this, Zach, as you become more experienced and you start watching the video and you like looking at this guy was streaming and he had posted the live stream and he was like giving mixing tips. And I'm like, no, that's not right. Which is crazy. So I say that to say when you're watching stuff and getting information, always get multiple sources. Don't just stop at the first one you get. Because I was like, all right, you learn the rules and you can break the rules to achieve certain sound, and that's the beauty of the art. But this shit this guy is saying is not right. And I'm not a hater. I won't post in his comments like, yo, this is wrong shit.
Right. You don't know what the fuck you doing. Right. You don't know.
I'm gonna say like, yo, talking straight bullshit.
Facts.
But yeah, so no, technology's been a big help and shit.
Nah, that's fact. It's a matter of all of electricity just went the fuck out.
That's why I still buy books.
Facts. I do too.
You know what? When we're always talking about mental health, I found that when I've gotten back into my habit, I'm still getting back to the exercise habit because of my knee. But I've gotten back into the habit of reading every morning for at least 15 minutes. And I don't know what it does. I don't know the science of what it does, but I definitely feel better.
Right.
Like I get up and instead of farting around on the computer or whatever, I just read for 15 minutes while I have my first cup of coffee.
Okay.
So try it. Speaking of books, last week I mentioned the book talking about generational trauma, and I wrote the name of it down. It's funny, I thought it was a hardcover, so when I went out there to look for it, I couldn't find it. And then I looked again. But it is called It Didn't Start With You, and the author is Mark Wollyn, Wollynn. Last year, me and my friend Ashlyn had read this book, and it was really fascinating because she had found an excerpt of this guy being interviewed on a podcast, and she knows I'm into shit like that, and so she sent it to me. So I listened to the whole thing, and then I bought his book, and then I think I bought her the book, and I bought a couple other people the book because it was so damn fascinating. So if you're interested, let me know.
I bet.
I know you're probably not watching it because
I don't watch
you don't watch TV, but have you heard of the Ultimatum?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, have you watched it? All right, so it's a reality show, which I'm not the biggest reality TV show people. I watched like one season of Love and Hip Hop because Joe Budden was on, and he's entertaining. But Susan had watched it, and we had watched this other one called Love Is Blind last year, and I was like, I'm not going to watch this. And I heard them talking about it on the podcast, so I had to check that out. So here's the premise. Let's say before you and T got married, right? One of you wanted to get married more than the other one. So the premise of the show is I make an ultimatum with you. We're going to do this show. And at the end of it, you either marry me or move on. Hence the title, The Ultimatum. So what happens is it's 6 couples. And when you first get there, you all kind of mingle. And the idea of it is you're supposed to talk to another person that you're going to be fake married to for 3 weeks. So you're going to live in a hotel with that person for 3 weeks. Then you come back after that. You go back to the person you came with and live with them for 3 weeks. And at the end, you decide if you're going to marry either of them or move on.
Okay.
So I can already see by your face there's no way you would do it.
No. You setting up with random motherfuckers?
Nobody said you had to fuck them. Which, based on the show, I don't think, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, fast forward like 15 minutes. I don't think anybody really did interact like that, but the camera's not always rolling. Yeah. They show you what they want to show you. But it was an interesting concept because a lot of the people in the situations got to experience things that they were missing from the other partner. And then based on that, decide if it's worth being able to live without it. So after that week, they spend a week kind of casually dating in a group. So everybody comes, like the first episode, they're all at the pool and they're just kind of walking around and talking to other people in the thing.
Yeah.
So it comes down to the dinner where after the week where they're supposed to decide like who you choose. Like you choose Jessica or I'll choose Rashida or whatever.
Mm.
And the one dude kind of copped out. So their situation was she didn't want kids.
Mm.
He wanted kids.
Yeah.
Personal experience. That is a tough marital thing for either
Facts.
person to just compromise it. There really is no compromise on that. You know what I mean? So he had whispered to one of the chicks, Madeline. Madeline's my favorite. Madeline and Ray were my favorites in the show. And he whispered to her, I'm going to choose you. And then somebody chose her.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets up and he proposes to the girl he came with. And she said yes. So I thought that was kind of like a pussy move because they didn't even get in there. The one crazy girl, she got up and she was saying like, you know, this is going to hurt me to see my man date somebody else for 3 weeks, but we said we're going to do it and we want to go through with it.
Yeah.
So she didn't call him a pussy, but he was kind of a pussy that he didn't go through with it. He just said, fuck that. Nobody picked me. The girl I wanted didn't pick me. And he picked this other chick.
Yeah.
And then a couple of the couples, they like found connections with the other person that they dated for the 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So now here, I bring it to your life. So imagine that's you and T. You spent the week with Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever happened with you and Jessica.
Yeah.
Now you got to come be with your wife or who could potentially be your wife for the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you know she's going to have questions about what happened between you and Jessica.
Right.
Because, of course, when they're filming it, they don't see it aired till after the fact.
Okay, yeah.
At first, I thought it was stupid until I watched it. Like, I fucked up this morning and didn't meet Zach on time because I was up way too late.
Yeah,
watching
that shit.
Yeah.
God damn. Facts.
You got to check it out. But what would you do? Like, do you think you... All right, we already know you can't do it. You can't do it.
I mean, I would go through it because if that's something she wanted to try out, I would do it. But in the end, you still come home with me, motherfucker. That's simple as that. We not like fuck all that.
I don't know if I could concentrate knowing that your girl is dating somebody else too.
I wouldn't be able to. I would not be able to concentrate.
Like even focus on getting.
We got
to
a
know
box.
this other person.
Me and him got a box. I'm sorry.
And so I was saying, like, here's the crazy part to me. Most of the girls in this series that like they initiated the ultimatum, they were like 23 to 25. Like, I want to get married and I want to have kids already. And none of the couples have been together more than like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Which I thought I thought that was absurd.
That is a lot of pressure. Y'all haven't even been together to truly know who the fuck
like
each
the
other
one
are
girl's
yet.
like, I want to have kids, I want to get married. Like, you're 23.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy life. And so they did a reunion. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I want you to watch it because it was a kind of interesting concept.
Right.
So I won't tell you how it ended, but
I'm gonna try to watch that shit.
It was fascinating, but I can see myself as most of the guys at 23 to 25. All right, granted, I've been married 3 times, so maybe you think I'm capping, but I would, different circumstances in life, I don't think I would have been rushed to be married at 23 or 25.
Yeah, nah. It wouldn't have been a rush.
So I would like to see season 2. Everybody that was in it was all from Austin, Texas, and they filmed it locally, and they lived in a hotel like the 6 weeks or 8 weeks that it went on. I want to see it with some older couples, like 30 up, that's experiencing more life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see how I could get, because it got messy at times, but not as messy as it could have gotten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was a cool show.
Yeah.
Like, check it. Even if you just have it on in the background while you gaming or doing something else, it's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, that sounds pretty decent. To watch motherfuckers have to go through ultimatums. That's yeah.
Be careful if you're watching it with T. Like, some of my commentary, was poking the bear a little bit.
Yeah, I don't poke the bear. Fuck that.
I mean, because the one guy was like, he was like standing on this thing saying this and do this. I was like, yeah, King.
Oh shit,
that's right. You tell him.
My man's just trying to get cussed the fuck out.
Like, that's right. You tell him.
I fucking show too much enthusiasm.
Yeah. I had to back it down a little bit. But
she probably just staring at your ass for a second.
That's why I hesitate when she said, "Can you help me with these groceries?" Absolutely,
yeah, absolutely. That's funny as shit.
You watch anything new this week? Nah, never mind.
Nah, I
Never mind.
don't watch it.
And I can't talk to Zach about Snowfall because I'm just started and he's caught up. So
Mm.
let's see.
I gotta watch that too. Snowfall.
It hooked me right away. I just haven't gotten a chance to get back to it. So.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the latest episode.
I keep the Joe and the guys keep saying they're like fucking the last season up or this current season up.
Mm.
Kind of like when what's that shit that everybody watched that I refused to watch because everybody say you should watch it.
I'm the
Game
same
of Thrones.
fucking way. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Nope.
Too slow. I don't like shit like that.
That's how I am. Like,
we're like a rarity. We
like,
might
yeah.
get transported off the earth.
If like
Caucasian people, because I don't.
said Caucasian people, but but nah.
Royalty, I don't like it, and people love the books and all that stuff. Just like Harry Potter, I loved it as a kid, but I never was crazy in depth.
Yeah, I never watched Game of Thrones, not once. I've heard a lot of, and I think that's part of how I am. Like, if it's something that somebody's consistently like mad people are consistently talking about it, it'll draw me away from it.
Yeah, I was like that with, but funny, I was like that with Breaking Bad. I would not watch it because everybody's like, you got to see this show.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I haven't watched it either. People did that crap too. I watched it for a couple.
You ain't watched Breaking Bad?
I watched a couple episodes. I was like, I gotta see.
It starts off slow.
It's a lot of season. I heard
it starts off slow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like.
But then you get hooked.
Yeah, I actually gotta go back to watching that shit. I got a lot of shit I gotta watch, nigga.
Yeah, we start you a list.
You got, huh?
That seems like it's for kids.
You said what? Stranger Things? I ain't watched that either.
I watched it.
You look like you watched it. I mean, Zach got his kneecaps out today. Better than Harry Potter?
Hey, hold on. Let me backtrack.
See, I never can watch shit like that.
Here, so let me backtrack because they're gonna be like, "Fuck you say? Oh, Harry Potter?" I'm like, "No, let me backtrack."
I never, when we were kids, because anything that had sorcery, witchcraft, magic, we weren't allowed to watch it.
You call it the devil.
Yeah.
So
ain't nothing but the damn devil.
Yeah. Even as an adult, one time I'm talking to my grandmother, and she's like, "What are you watching?" I was watching Charmed. It was the show about the three. I like the Alyssa Milano, so yes, I watched fucking Charmed. She's like, "You know, you shouldn't be watching that."
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass man, and she's like, "You know, you should be watching that."
You
shouldn't be watching that.
right.
You know, you're right.
Yeah, to think about that shit.
But so a lot of that genre I don't really watch. Me, it's always been action or sci-fi. But anyway,
action's that shit.
Speaking of action, we're here to talk to you guys about retail. So one time I was sitting there at work and I was saying to D, I said, there has got to be long-term effects to work in retail. It's got to be. Like, almost like PTSD, like trauma associated with it. And people looked at me like I was crazy because remember I was talking about it for a week. I'm like, no, it's gotta be
some type of lasting effects to this shit.
And everybody thought I was crazy and it was funny. And I kept saying, I'm gonna research it, and I'll forget. And I finally researched it and like was doing some research. Now, interesting statistic, a lot of this shot up during the pandemic. But there are long-term physical and mental effects associated with working retail. So I thought we could provide some expertise and some like framing around kind of ways to deal with it. Because retail's still a necessary entity. And I always tell the younger guys at work, I want to make them realize like, why do you think people still come to stores when you can just order something from Amazon and if you have Prime, have it the next day? Because they want expertise.
Yeah, they want expertise and they want to exactly see what they're getting rather than just seeing it on the screen.
I even came back because I had been going from retail for like 6 years because I missed it. But after like 2 weeks in, I said, man, it's really different. I thought maybe I was just bugging, but like it seems significantly different from the last couple rounds in the many, many years before when I worked there. And I think the statistic that I wrote down that was interesting, 64% of people reported since 2020 that they have had, abusive, aggressive customers.
Facts. I believe it. That's not even, I don't even feel like that's even, I feel like you lowballing on the low.
Maybe.
That's
like, you ain't asked me.
Facts, you ain't asked me. Them motherfucking customers stress you the fuck out.
I think if I had to make my own guess where it stemmed from, think about how people weaponize the ability to go on Yelp, Google, review, you know, we all solicit reviews, right? And like everything, there's a good and a bad side, right? Solicited feedback is to hopefully make you better.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to ask you to do that. You read my mind. Is to hopefully make you. I kept hearing the squeaking from the chair rubbing the desk. Is to hopefully make you better, right? So you take that feedback, you see what you can tweak to make your location and the experience better for the customer. But some people weaponize that shit.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you need this job,
you gotta
and
sit
you want to
there
protect your job
and take being belittled and all that
you
shit.
got to take it. Now, even at the DM level in my previous company, I was like, I don't remember this many people complaining.
Mm. As a DM, motherfucker, who the fuck do you really talk to?
A lot of people.
You talk to the motherfuckers that work under you and the motherfuckers that work under them.
Nah.
And some of them motherfuckers under them.
Some people feel like this. Like if you're just a and I don't want to say just, I take that back because they're the backbone of that organization. But if you're a cashier or a floor person at a store, you're the backbone of it, right? But to a degree, it's no skin off your back because you know they could just go to the manager.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, or assistant manager or supervisor. And then that person's like, well, they can just go to the manager. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of less responsibility. I mean, I think most people have responsibility that they want to come into work and they want to do a great job every day, right? But once you're the district, you don't want to go into the next person above you.
Mm.
So that's where the buck usually stops because the person's like, all right, here, talk to my manager. Here, talk to the district manager.
Mm.
And the last district I had in New Jersey was in one of the richest areas of New Jersey in Bergen County.
Mm.
So people complained, but it wasn't as often as I think in, let's see, 10 years there, 8 in management. I think the first year back to where we used to work, I probably heard more complaints.
Yeah. Yeah. I can believe that shit.
8 years versus like 1.
Yeah, these new customers are a different fucking breed. They want shit right now. They don't give a fuck about if you don't got it in stock. You better take your ass back there and make it. Like, they don't give no fucks.
And that was a realizing point for me. Like, I get annoyed when I go in stores, right? I think I have a little bit more empathy because I've done it. But if they don't have something, I'm like, all right, it's, you know, you don't have it.
I ain't gonna cuss out the motherfucking worker there because it said you had it online,
right?
And I don't see it. Like that doesn't like online's not always accurate,
right?
That shit used to piss me off.
Unless you're rude,
yeah.
That's the only. And even then, it's been like few and far between. I think the worst one I ever received as a customer, it was Blockbuster. Here we go in the Wild West again. And I don't know if you guys remember, for a while, Blockbuster was trying to sell music.
Mm-hmm.
Did not work out for them too well.
I don't think anything worked out for them.
Not in retrospect, not at all. They had to jump on straight. They had the chance to jump on streaming first. If you ever see that, there's a Blockbuster documentary, of course.
And they had a chance to jump on streaming?
They had a chance to jump on streaming first. Netflix blew it out the water. Then they tried to catch up. I don't know if you remember, there was a Blockbuster subscription, but it was too late at that point.
Yeah.
Anywho, so when they were getting rid of CDs, they had marked everything down. Mm-hmm. So me and my boy go in after payday one day, pick up a bunch of shit, go through it like, oh, all right, I'm gonna get these. So the girl goes to check it out, and $17.88. I never forget it. They were marked down to like $5.
Mm-hmm.
So the manager comes out the back because she has to, void it. And she's like, oh, too expensive for you fellas, huh?
Wow.
So,
yeah.
I took that as an insult and I took it as a racial insult based on the person's ethnicity. And I said, excuse me? I buy the whole rack at the full price. The point is that they're marked at this price. And that's the only time I've ever really wilded out in the store. Yeah. Because most times it's not necessary, right?
She was drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was fucking drawing.
That's all right.
Too expensive for you, huh?
Yeah, I was
so your black ass can't afford it, motherfucker.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. That's the first thing you hear in your head. Your black ass can't afford it, huh? Like, bitch, what?
Oh, hell
what?
Bitch,
like,
bring all this shit up. Bring all this shit up. And she get up to the counter. Take all this shit back. None of this shit. Gotcha, bitch.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up, yo. That's a good ass thing to do, though. Yeah. Be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'll buy all of this shit. Have them bring it all up. Like, all right, you have a good day and walk the fuck out.
Yeah. So I in the article, the first thing it talked about is there are a lot of long-term physical effects before we even get to the mental shit. There are a lot of physical effects like muscle strain, nerve damage from repetitive actions, and then the mental stuff.
I think my lower back fucked up.
How many years you got in for retail?
In retail?
Yeah.
Whew.
30.
Started when
this
I
nigga started working when he was in the room.
So it's been 11 years? 11 years of retail altogether? Yeah. My back fucked up. Nigga, I've been pulling pallets of water all my life.
Oh, shit.
Motherfucker. It didn't start there, motherfucker. I used to pull pallets of water at fucking Wally World, motherfucker. Okay. The machine would go down.
I don't know how you survive working in Wally World.
It's crazy stories.
Cause I ain't give a fuck. That's how I survive.
That is helpful.
Like I was never disrespectful to customers. I was always helpful, all that shit. But like I ran the back room, so I didn't really. The two main things I did was I worked in electronics through Black Friday and all that shit. That shit was horrible. And then I ran the back room.
Okay.
And that shit was like I ain't really had to deal with people too much, but you know you would always get those assholes. Fucking junkie got caught stealing. Nigga try to square up with me.
Are you serious?
Like, come on, bitch. Like, come on.
Like, because I'm a supervisor, so the assistant managers are the one that are supposed to approach anybody who's doing whatever or LP. And I see this dude, and I'm literally just standing there watching him take tags off his shit. So I'm like, all right, I'll call him manager. Hey, yo, can you come over here? I was like, yeah, he's about to steal all that shit. then they went over there, grabbed it from him, and little motherfucker, it's part to piss me off. He jumped at me, and my bitch ass jumped. I wanted to fight so fucking bad after that, because now I look bad. Like, nigga, you made me jump, so now I have to fight you. Yeah, everybody, huh? Nah, I had short hair. Everybody was pushing me all the way fucking in the back room and shit. I was salty. I look like a whole bitch. Like, I jump, and that's my thing. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, I don't want to get hit, so I might jump no matter what. Like, I just don't want to get hit.
Right.
But the fact that I jumped and you an old head crackhead, I should have gave it to you. But I got family and I got a job that I got to keep, so I just had to
eat it.
Eat that
and I
shit.
think that's the part that sucks as a man, because you have to
endure
eat so much shit. But the man in you is like, no, I got to speak up for myself, but I can't speak up for myself.
That's when you start telling, yeah, I clock out at 11:30. You want, I'll be here. Like,
it was one time, I think 2 times, 2 different stories. So one time, the first time I worked with Boss Man, this guy had grabbed a Eco Tank when they were brand new, and he was walking out the store with it. So everybody's like, yo, he stole the printer. I'm like, hold on, I got it. So I'm chasing this dude down in that store. He had gotten down to, let's say, where the BJ entrance is, because it was an act. Yeah. So I finally caught up to him, and he stopped, and then he turned around, and I said, and you can never accuse anybody, which is absurd to me. But I get it, lawsuits and shit. So all you can do is say, hey, I think you might have forgotten to pay for that. Right?
Yeah.
And he stops, he turns around, he looks at me, he puts the printer down. And in that split second, I said, what the fuck am I doing? Is this guy pulling out a knife? Is this guy gonna pull out a gun?
Shit could have got busy.
And he was a big, like, 6'5".
His guy throw it off for a printer.
No, well, Eco Tank, so $500-$600,
like $500.
Still $500.
Something that's not mine.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it was like in the movies, like Tom was moving slow. I'm like, he's taking his hand out of his pocket. This is how big the dude was. Shit. He was carrying an Eco Tank printer with like 3 fingers. Like,
oh, damn.
Damn, I'll let that nigga go.
And so he sits it down and he walks away, and I'm like,
what the fuck?
That just took that defense, bro.
So then I come walking back, and it's funny, everybody starts cheering and shit, like, yeah, Rahmonn. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Meanwhile,
little do you know, I almost pissed myself out this bitch. I got this motherfucker though.
Yeah, and on the opposite, and it was funny, customers in line started cheering and shit too, because they heard the whole commotion going on.
Shit to help me.
Nope. But then one time
that had been like,
you did. You ain't
where's Rahmonn at? He should have been back by now.
When I worked at my first
back laid out.
Could you imagine with the printer late?
Why sees the
slump.
looking out the window? Hey, go call him.
But then one time on the flip side, AT&T like to put me in hood stores, I swear. But the first store
was you the
Minority.
the only melanated?
no,
DM?
not the first store. In Jersey
Okay.
City, we were all like
Okay.
Spanish or black people.
Oh yeah.
And one night this is back when GoPhone was popular, you know, so everybody had their GoPhone, they pay cash. And one dude, the guy hands me like this shit might as well have been Monopoly money. So I look at it and I look up at him because he know I'm about to say this shit fake. And he's like, it's not a problem, right? He lifted his shirt up. Not at all, sir. He had a piece.
Oh shit.
Not at all. Enjoy your GoPhone minute, sir.
Facts. God damn. This nigga over some GoPhone
I
minutes.
was like, damn.
This nigga said, I need this GoPhone, bitch.
I was like, damn.
Oh shit. That's hilarious.
He put I say, is it a problem, my brother? No, you have a good day, my good.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it went. No problem, sir. You got $50 balance. It's all ready to go.
You remember the nigga that came in, filled his fucking book bag up,
Oh yeah.
and he went to look for the keyboards. It was like fuck, shit, and he walked the fuck out, dropped the book bag. We
He was
opened
so
that
mad.
shit. That shit was full of fucking mice and all types of shit.
Yeah,
He was not playing. But we ain't had, so I guess because we didn't have the keyboards out, he said, fuck it all.
I can't sell this shit separate.
It's-
I need to sell this as a
Said,
set.
this my combo deal, motherfucker. Oh, shit.
Yo, what they say, so all that, like everybody experienced those, unfortunately, those aren't situations that are like unique to us. And everybody experiences that. And depending on where you work and what kind of community it is, you know, some people, knock on wood, I've never had to experience like a robbery. But stores around me have experienced robbery. I remember when I worked at the bank and I got hired and they're doing the orientation and they have a whole half a day on bank robberies.
Yeah.
So me, the person who'd ever worked in the banking industry, I raised my hand. Excuse me, sir. People still rob the bank like it's the 50s? And he's like, oh, all the time.
Yeah.
So he goes on about his presentation. So now I'm sitting there thinking my life choices out, right? And shit.
It's, I just fucked up. It's,
So then I raised my hand again.
How the fuck I choose the bank?
So I raised my hand again. I said, so are they more like Heat movie or not as intense? He's like, most of them are note passers, but still the trauma of going through a robbery held up a gun. Because first of all, none of this shit is mine. It's all insured. Would you like me to help you to your vehicle? Like,
Facts.
I'm not.
Do you need help? I'm gonna help him out to his car. All right, let me get one of them bands. You got the right. Like, I'm an accomplice now. I done helped you out with the bags and shit. They gonna take my ass under the jail.
But so one like that constant trauma of the rude people, you can't really fight back for yourself. Like, what does it do? They say there are people that they find with PTSD. And then like a lot of the younger generation, based on how they were raised with electronics and shit, they have social anxiety disorder, but they have to work. And when you're doing entry level, this is where you have to work. And some people, you know, there's one young man I always think about in general that like overcame it and is phenomenal at the job, but some people can't cope that well.
Mm-hmm.
And then think about the trauma of having to fight something like that's a part of you. Are you watching a video while we're recording? Oh. I was like,
Mom was gonna grab his belt, nigga.
It's like, damn, we born you that bad? So imagine having to take the thing you fear the most and do it time after time after time after time again, day after day after day after day after day. And the trauma that must be associated. I've been noticing, like, I don't like random, unnecessary noise. And so, like, you know, I used to get hot when the phone would ring longer than a ring. And it's
you bad as shit.
like, could somebody pick that shit up?
He would say that shit quick.
Anybody pick that shit up?
Oh shit.
But you figure, think about it. Think about the noise in a typical retail store, right? You've got the Muzak shit playing the same corny 20 songs all day. You got the machines if they're machines. You got people walking. Everybody walks through the store and talk on their fucking
badass
phone.
kids that they parents not watching. Y'all need to watch y'all damn kids in these stores. Cause I be wanting to trip the little motherfucker while he running through my aisles. I ain't gonna lie.
Then worrying about if they're going to catch something on the corner. Then you got to fill out that paperwork for the incident report.
Like,
so you got the kids.
Remember the lady asked you to go get her kid?
Oh, that's crazy. She was like, it's like, excuse me, miss, your child is running around rampant in the store and I don't want him to get hurt. She's like, "Oh, can you tell me where it is?"
Your child.
Like, why the fuck?
And then she was like, "Can you go get him for me? I could go get Child Protective Services. Is what I could do."
I'm on speed dial.
So you got that. Then you got everybody walks around on the phone or FaceTime while they're shopping,
Yeah, he trying to get robbed.
which infuriates me
Nah, yeah.
because it's so rude. If I'm on the phone with you and I'm walking into the store, I'll be like, "Yo, I'm about to walk into the store. Let me call you right back." Like, there's
I don't even like using the car phone that much. When you be talking to somebody on the phone in the car, I don't
Yeah.
even like doing that shit that much. I mean, I do it because it's hands free.
Yeah. So you add that noise in, and then you add the beeping from the registers, the beeping from the scanner. I think I'd be getting sensory overload because then I said this before, my reaction to anxiety is I get irritable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be having a great day. You've seen it where I'll be having a great day and all of a sudden everything is fucking annoying me.
I remember that shit. This nigga flipped all the totes over.
Oh.
This nigga was hot.
Yo, I don't know if we can publish the video, but I definitely have it. I was gonna say because I kept getting interrupted.
I was in the back putting shit up. All I hear is clack, 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 clack. Motherfucker, I come out there, it's shit everywhere. Motherfucker was hot.
I had
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. He said, "Don't worry about it, I got it."
I had an adult temper tantrum. Because I'm learning as I get older, I like to complete stuff, and when I constantly get interrupted completing stuff, it frustrates me. Which I don't think, other than the customers, it's always been that way. But something is unique that's different that I've short circuiting, and like I said, it could be the time of doing it, all this time accumulated to the point where you have a day where you've been taking it all day from customers all day. Pause. And then you get home and you don't have no tolerance for nobody talking to you slick or short.
I think that's where my my short temper comes from fucking retail. Because before, I literally shit would not bother me. Like, it would not. Now, if something that normally would bother me a little bit, that shit's like to the fucking max.
Right, because finally now you can react to it.
Yeah.
Where at work you just kind of
at work you just had to suck that shit in. You just had to accept it. Like,
the other night, I'm talking with one of the young ladies at work. And it was one of them dead nights where nothing was going on. So we're getting ready to close, talking to her, having a conversation. I had asked her how she was doing. And this guy walks up and I'm closing the register where we were talking. And he says, "You open?" I'm like, "No, this one's closed, but she can take you over there." So you know how they always walk all the way around to the front, in front of the stack of order that makes no sense?
yeah.
And I was like, no, not there, right in the front there. He's like, "Well, there's a lot of talking going on." So
I'm like, bitch.
I'm like, if I pray that nobody catches me on the day that I just got like a big record deal, got a great client, or won the lottery.
They gonna catch this shit.
They're gonna have 7 years of a fucking backhand to the face because it's not. It wasn't a necessary comment.
That motherfucker backhand gonna come back from the 70s, motherfucker.
Ringing on the side of his head.
Because it don't be necessary.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like we talked for 20 minutes, ignored you. As soon as you walked up, you got accommodated.
Yeah.
He's like, "I didn't know what's going on because there's so much. Maybe it should be less talking because I don't know what's going on."
That shit is irritating. Like, and it be them shits like, motherfucker, you're here. You the only motherfucker here. Ain't nobody else here. But yet you gotta have a comment about us having a conversation.
They should work at a place where they can bang on the door like, "Oh, I was here. Man, you been 5 minutes there. I saw you on camera there. You wasn't at home."
Or the whistle when they would. I can't whistle right now.
Or if they had a bell, they go, beep, beep, beep,
Motherfucker lips dry as shit.
I need to put my chapstick on.
I was about to try whistling and then I realized my shit was dry. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna.
So now we talked all that time, and I know there's some good aspects of it, right? So some of the reasons that I came back, I do enjoy helping people. Like, I enjoy figuring shit out and being able to come up with a solution to make your problem go away. That's like satisfaction for me. I enjoy coaching people and having them have careers because one thing I will say about retail, if you work hard, it is a great opportunity for you to move up and accelerate within that organization.
Facts.
Pretty quickly.
Facts.
And so I enjoy seeing people who, either have given advice or I help them along their path and see where they are. Like, wow, look at that. Those things I enjoy.
Big fact.
I could do without the constant abuse. And I think you're kind of getting to know. I think it's good to meet people. I've met some of my best friends working retail. I've met great contacts. Right. We're doing this. That wouldn't be possible because of a retail opportunity. And me working with Zay, wouldn't have met him otherwise. And so I don't want to. I mean, we can sit here and complain for 3 episodes about the things that are wrong. And so I thought what might be of value is talking about things that maybe your employer could do. Because there are some companies, every company sends that email about, we care about your mental health. Do you though?
I say half of you motherfuckers do not give a shit. I can come to you telling you I'm having extreme emotional traumas, and your ass would be like, all right, so you gonna be here tomorrow? Motherfucking like, no, I'm not. Like,
but think about how many times like you've driven. Even especially since I worked here in this state, I usually work like an hour. For some reason, it's like some curse. Every job I end up working an hour from.
You wildin'. I ain't working an hour from shit, cuz.
Sometimes you do it because it makes sense at the time, but
I feel
and how you fight for your life to drive in the snow to make sure that you're there to open the store.
And they don't understand that shit. That's the shit that pisses me off sometimes. Like,
and to the point where you
especially
feel
at my
guilty.
job recently, like. Well, my job cool as shit. Like, I don't gotta really worry about nothing. I just pack packages all fucking day. But when it snowed, I was one of 4 people that went into the building. So, like, I'm at a point, like, don't say shit to me. Like, motherfucker, I'm here. Everybody else didn't come. So, leave me the fuck alone. But.
It start raining?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Pretty sure.
So, some companies have wellness things. They'll, like, contribute to your gym membership, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll contribute to your gym membership. They offer therapy at a discounted rate. Of course, they all offer insurance, which is kind of a hustle, but it's still cheaper than what it is. And so, like, I was thinking about when we were thinking about the topic, I was like, what things would make it easier and less traumatic that maybe the employee's responsibility that we don't take advantage of? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With like exercise programs. I can't think of a job that I have right now that offered it. Some jobs offer a discount on gym membership.
Yeah. Some of them offer
and they offer like actually
the what's it, that helpline shit, the support for like if you need help with your rent and shit like that. Sometimes they'll help with that shit. Depending on
the share fund is what the last place we worked at. Thunder and lightning.
Damn.
Thunder and lightning.
That shit, I ain't gonna lie, that shit scared me for a second. Like, I thought everything was coming down. That's what I thought.
You thought that crackhead was back to steal some more shit out of Walmart?
Nah, motherfucker. You don't want that crackhead come back. But I know it. And that's the thing, I know motherfuckers' faces. If I ever seen that nigga again, I'm like, yeah, you remember me from Walmart, motherfucker?
You gonna start flexing. Yeah, what's up? What's up? It's like, yeah, I'm a dreadhead now. I'm really with you.
Oh shit!
I don't want no problems, young fella.
But what do you think you could do as a retail employee to make your experience better? Because like everybody will tell you,
learn that shit don't matter. Like the attitudes and all that shit. A lot of times the customers, they're not mad at you. They're mad at whatever the hell they're going through at the moment.
And I try and remind myself of it because people say it's hard not sometimes. Personal.
Yeah. But you still, it's not personal, but you cussing me the fuck out. Like, you're not, it's not like you going to corporate and talking to them about it. You talking to me about it. Like, it feels personal because you keep saying, y'all, bitch, I didn't do nothing. Like,
oh, that's the point I was going to make. That was frustrating because I try and appeal to people's sense of logic and sensibility. Sometimes it falls upon deaf ears, right? So I remember explaining to somebody like, oh, this is the 4th week in a row. Remember when you didn't have that ink, that Canon ink?
Oh,
this is like the 8th week in a row that I haven't been here.
Get a new fucking printer.
They are some loyal people because I'd have been, but it was 9 months at one point.
It was damn near a year till we had that fucking ink. And them motherfuckers came in faithfully. I'm all out of ink. You guys ain't got nothing. No. Nobody has any, actually. Yeah.
You got this Canon 256.
That
245, 246.
Yeah, 245, 246.
So I try and explain things because sometimes if I'm frustrated, if I don't understand something, so I say, well, the pandemic. Well, I don't want to hear that. Well, I'm not sure if you watch the news, but even today, as we record this episode, there's still hundreds of container ships out in the bay in California or whatever that body of water is, the Pacific Ocean, excuse me. that can't get cleared and can't get in. It's a supply chain shortage.
Facts. We all got these problems, cuz.
Supply chain shortage. We've been going for a while. Do you want to pause here and pick up for listeners next week?
Facts.
So we're going to pause here. You want to hear the rest of the conversation. We're going to continue with talking about the good things and some of the difference in just kind of society, like why a lot of companies, they called it the great resignation that we experienced in 2020. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in a week. Okay. So tune in for the rest of the episode next week. This week, tell us if you worked in retail, like how's your experience been?
How did it affect you? What did you go through? What are some stories that you have for us for your retail experience? And
if you have some great positive ways that you cope, we would love for you to put them down in the comments for other people that may be struggling with it. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you listen to your Apple Podcasts. Like D always says, the smart thing is just to listen and watch both. Make sure you got all the information because we talk about a lot of shit. And then when you send us your comments, your questions, and kind of join the conversation with us, you can check us out
at Warm the Crib, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We do have a TikTok. I'm just working on the videos for it. But we in this bitch.
If you want Zach to have a mic.
If you want Zach to have a mic. He might not have one on next week's episode, but the week after that, he'll have.
Because next week's episode is just part 2 of this one.
Facts.
All right.
So stay tuned.
We'll see you next week for the rest of the conversation.